dad is and the dad, who the brother lives with, is an Egyptologist, and the dad is only allowed to see the sister 2 days a year, and this is one out of the 2 days a year, and they're going to a museum. And that's how far I've gotten.
Okay, so going to a museum. Let us know when you find out a little bit more, because I bet it'll be an interesting plot set in Egypt. Is the whole thing set in Egypt? By the way, boys and girls, next please write a two-letter A that we do not use at the end of English words.
No, the dad and the brother are in England with the sister.
England. Okay, sorry, but they're studying Egypt because someone's an Egyptologist.
Yes, they're the dad.
The dad's the Egyptologist. Okay. Well, that sounds cool. Okay, next here's a two-letter A that we do not use at the end of English words. Then please write ow, o, oo, ah. Marcus, did you have a question or something to share? Ow, o, oo, ah is what you should be writing.
No, but I have 2 books I suggest you guys to read.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
310 pages. So one of them is Comet Rising.
Comet Rising, okay.
And the other one I have somewhere, and the other one Shadow Weaver, because she's a Shadow Weaver, and
I've heard of
there's
that.
a lot of main details in the book.
So
Like,
Shadow Weaver.
Their friends got kidnapped, and then they have to save it, and they have to go out to this magical forest where an old lady who's a soul customer and the souls, and there's just details.
That sounds like a really interesting one. Okay, so the Shadow Weaver was the second one, and the first one is called what again? What was the name of that first one?
The first one, Shadow Weaver, and the second one is Comet Rising.
Comet Rising. Okay, good suggestions. And Deekshita's reading The Horse and His Boy from the Chronicles of Narnia series. Wonderful. I know a few others are reading the Chronicles of Narnia series. Who else is reading those? No, a couple people are reading Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe or Magician's Nephew. Those are the 2 that are most common that I've heard of people reading lately. Very good. Okay, let's start reviewing some of the words that we are going to have on the quiz this week. Please write expense. Expense. We have one more week for that book report. Your book report is due next week, since the next week is the last week before Christmas break. So that is an assignment in Bright Thinker for you to answer questions, and you should be finishing up that book if you haven't already this week. Deekshita?
For the book that I'm reading, there's even movies in Disney Plus.
There's a movie on The Horse and His Boy? Oh, I didn't know they had a movie version.
Not The Horse and the Boy. There's like
But the other Chronicles of
Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and the Dawn Treader.
Voyage of the Dawn Treader. That's right. So I hope that you read the whole series. All of the books are really wonderful, and they only have movies on some of the books. Expense is right here, by the way. It's a Z with a silent final E, job 5. Yes, Josiah? Next, please write the word expensive.
I watched The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, you've seen it before? Great. It has a wonderful moral with this lion that really sacrifices himself for the 4 siblings in the story. And it's a story that starts off with this eternal long winter. And so it's kind of a fun one to watch at Christmas time. It's not about Christmas specifically, but it's set during Christmas time. So that's good to know that it's on Disney Plus, so that for those of you who have Disney Plus, you could watch it maybe. Okay, and expensive is the next one. Expensive. We have a silent finally at the end of this one as well, but instead it's at the end of the v. We dropped that other one. Sorry about that. Okay. Next, please write respond. 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 I'm not able to see many cameras, so I'm pinning each of you. Please keep it up, holding the word up to the screen. And keep it up there for a while. Thank you. Because I'm having to go through each one of yours. Excellent. Respond. Next, please write response. Same ending to this word as expense. Response. Response. Just like expense, we have an S at the end with a silent finally job 5. Marcus, can you make sure you're holding it up when you're done with each word, please? Excellent, Harika. Okay, last word, responsible. Turning it into an adjective. Oh, good thought, Josiah. Yeah, instead of responsive, like, which actually is a word, but not one of our spelling words, we're going to write responsible. Responsible. Hold it up when you're done, boys and girls. This word has the able suffix, which, just like the able suffix, means able to, but depending on the word, sometimes we'll use able instead of able. I'd have to look up the reason for why certain ones have able instead of able, but it has to do with the letters in the earlier part of the word, those early syllables. So Josiah, it's responsible instead of able, but it just happens to mean the same as the able suffix, but the word is responsible. Okay, that's all for review today. Once you're done with that, thank you, Josiah, that looks good. You can erase your board and take out your binder for a new lesson. And let's review our crocodile poem as we do that. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale. How cheerfully he seems to grin. How neatly spread his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. Okay, take out your binder. Ben, would you like to try the crocodile poem? I can coach you through words if you're not sure of certain parts of it. I'd love for you to give it a shot.
Crocodile by
Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll.
How doth
The crocodile
improve
improve
his shining?
shining tail?
Good. And pour?
Pour
What does he pour? The waters of the, remember what river?
Nile River.
Good. Of the Nile on every,
Golden scale.
you got it. How cheerfully
How cheerfully
he seems to,
he seems to grin.
good. How neatly
How neatly
spread his,
claws
good. And
and
welcomes little, what is the crocodile doing?
fishies
With gently smiling,
jaws.
you got it. The Crocodile by, do you remember the author again?
Lewis Carroll.
You got it. Good job, Ben. Thank you. Let's hear from one other person. Would somebody else like to say the poem, The Crocodile? And it's okay if you don't have it memorized yet. I'll help you if you're missing some words. Emma, would you like to try it out? I see your hand up, or is that from before?
That's for before.
Okay.
Boston
Okay, I'd love for you to try it.
Crocodile by Lewis Carroll.
How doth
Dog
the little crocodile
the little crocodile
improve?
his shining tail.
Yep.
And
And pour
pour
the waters
the water
of,
of the Nile on every golden scale.
good. How cheerfully
Cheerfully
he seems to
grin.
grin. Grin means smile. How cheerfully he seems to grin.
How cheerfully he starts. How neatly he spreads claws.
Good. And
Welcomes the little fishies in with gentle jaws.
you got it. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. Great job, Emma.
By Lewis
Let's do it
Carroll.
all together one more time. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin. How neatly spread his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. Okay, time for a new lesson today, boys and girls. And our first word actually is going to connect to a word from a previous lesson. We just learned Senate and senator, which connect with history because the Romans they had a Senate and they had two senators chosen to represent other people and make important decisions for the government. Today, we're going to look at a word that you won't hear as often, but it's turning it into an adjective. The word is senatorial. Would you say that with me? Senatorial. Senatorial, which means to act like a good, proper senator. Senatorial. It's an adjective used to describe something involving the Senate or describing a senator. So senatorial has that al suffix, which makes it an adjective. But instead of just saying senatorial, we say senatorial. Fingers under your chin to say it, please. Senatorial. 5 syllables. Senator. Those first 3 syllables are spelled exactly like the word senator, like the person, senator. Okay. And we actually say that or correctly in this word senatorial. Let's move on to the 4th syllable though. So senator-e is that 4th syllable. We're going to use I-E. And finally, the al suffix. So senator-e-al. Please pick up your pencil and write it. Senator-e-al. Using the back of a different page so you can kind of see the words come through. Okay. Senatorial. Syllable break. A syllable break. T or syllable break. So far, this is the word senator. E using I-E, syllable break. O, senatorial. So senatorial is the way that we say it. Senatorial, how do we mark this? Senatorial. Underline and thinking cap. Good job for those of you who did that. Dikshita, well done. The cameras are not working very well, so I can only see a few of you at a time. But thank you for those of you still following along well. Senatorial, how do we mark this? Senatorial. We have 2-letter phonogram here, the phonogram or underline it. Senatorial. How do we mark this? Good job, Alina. 3 on top, 3rd sound of I-E. Senatorial. As always, that al suffix is an unstressed final syllable, so it gets a thinking cap. When we have the al suffix, what part of speech is it? An adjective. Okay, time for our next word.
Do we lower our hands now?
Yes, you can all lower your hands. Our next word is part of our honor code. I want you to fill in the blank. I will show blank to others at all times. What's the spelling word? I will show blank to others at all times. Ariansh, what is it?
Respect.
You got it, respect. What What does it mean to be respectful or to show respect to others? Can somebody give me an example of how we can show respect to others? And you can just click raise hand if you have an idea, since the cameras aren't working super well. Tig, do you have one? An example of how we can show respect to others.
Oh wait, I got one. To not torture your pets.
Yeah, that's a lesson we're learning in Black Beauty, isn't it? To be very kind to our pets. And certainly not torturing them. That's a pretty low bar, but we should not do that. How could you be kind to animals, for example, since speaking of that one, and that goes along with Black Beauty? Like, was Jerry Barker a person who showed respect to others? Can you think of some ways that he showed respect? This actually ties into your test today that you'll take on the Black Beauty. There are two questions about the honor code. One, what is a specific way that Black Beauty shows the honor code? And what's a specific way that Jerry Barker shows the honor code? Rishith, do you have an example for us?
What's the question again?
Can you think of a way that we can show respect to others, or a way that Jerry Barker shows respect to others in the book Black Beauty?
Like treating like Jerry Barker treat like Beauty by not whipping.
Yeah, he doesn't whip. That's right. He doesn't rush and he doesn't whip Black Beauty so that Black Beauty doesn't get hurt or tired. That's respectful. That's a definitely a good example of showing respect. Okay, Black Beauty, by the way, you could say, shows respect and perseverance by working his hardest even when people are being mean to him. He still wants to please their orders. Are you going to say that, Emma? Oh, that's a great one, I think. He does that throughout the whole book. Okay, please sound out respect with me. Respect. 2 syllables. In the first syllable, what sounds do you hear? E. 2 sounds. That's a E in an open syllable, saying its name. In the second syllable, what sounds do you hear? S, P, A, K, T. 5 sounds. Respect. That's a basic code syllable. Please pick up your pencil and write respect. Make sure you're sounding out each part of that second syllable. Respect. S, P, A, K, T.
Huh?
Miss
Okay.
Garner,
Yes, Emma?
before you even said the hint, I was like guessing is it respect?
Oh, you had a feeling that was the spelling word?
Yeah.
You were correct. You read my mind.
One gotta stop.
Respect. Tiger, that was a big yawn. You were unmuted.
Oh,
That's okay. Okay, respect. E, syllable break. S, P, A, K, T. Respect. Okay, how do we mark it? Can you show me the first syllable? What markings we need? Nothing for the but how do we mark the E? Thank you, Samhita, Kruthi, Josiah, Sahanasri, Aryanch. Good job. Underline E in an open syllable saying its name. Respect. The rest is basic code. I like that Josiah's putting an X up to say no markings. That's clever. Okay, respect can be a verb, like I will respect my mom, or a noun. I will show respect to others. Respect is a direct object in that part of our honor code. I will show what? Respect. Okay, to turn it into an adjective, to say a person who is showing lots of respect, do you know what we say? To describe someone who does a lot of things to show respect. We are going to add a suffix. And Samhita, what is the new word?
Respectful.
Excellent. We're going to add the full suffix to make it respectful. Would you all say respectful? Respectful. In that full suffix, we have just one L. Okay, please write respectful. We're just keeping the same first two syllables and adding the full suffix. Rishith?
I lost a tooth.
Oh, congratulations. Can I see where it is? Oh, nice. How many teeth have you lost now, Rishith?
3.
3. That's such an exciting feeling when you've got your baby teeth gone, and it's just one more example of how you guys are growing up, getting your adult teeth in.
Hey, Miss Gardner, I've lost 16 teeth.
16?
I
Oh
lost
my goodness.
8 teeth.
It's crazy how different some people lose teeth really early and others a little bit later. My little niece lost her first one when she was like 4 years old, really young. Okay, let's write respectful. E, syllable break. S, p, k, t, syllable break. Ul. Actually, I think she was 5, not 4, because it was just last year. Okay, respectful is our word. We're going to still underline E, saying its name. The second syllable is basic code. Respectful. The only marking in this last syllable is that it's saying the fourth sound of u, respectful, full. It's an adjective. Okay, we have just one more word in our lesson today. Our last word is the word agree. Can you say agree? Agree, as in they agreed to share the game so that they could play together. Agree. For the word agree, we think to spell agree. There's an unstressed a-a-aw at the beginning of this word. Would you say agree with me? Agree. 2 syllables. In the first syllable, a-a-aw is an open syllable saying its name. A. In the second syllable, what sounds do you hear? Agree. G, r, e. 3 sounds. Does anybody know what makes the E sound at the end of the word? Agree. Which phonogram will we use for the E sound? Cameras are not working very well. Alexander, do you know what it is?
Sweetie, can you close the door? Can you close the door?
Oh, Alexander, you are such a sweet big brother.
Thank you. It's kind of like my job. I have to watch her every day after my call for like 15 hours, it feels like. The only time like I don't get to watch her is like during her nap time in my call.
Oh, okay.
So I
Well,
appreciate
you are so
my
sweet to
call.
take care of her.
Get money.
Me always.
Oh, yeah, some of you might get money for babysitting, but also it's just good to help out with your younger siblings.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't get paid.
Sometimes if my parents have calls, then I let my little sisters, because they go to kindergarten, I let them sit in my class, my room
Oh,
when they take
that's very
class,
nice of
and I
you.
watch them.
That's very nice of you. A lot of you are such good siblings. Okay, I need you all to keep yourself muted and let's get back to our word for just a minute more. This is our last word. Agree. Alexander, do you know what makes the E sound at the end of the word?
E-double-E always says E.
Excellent, thank you. Agree. Make sure you're using E-double-E, always says E at the end. Pick up your pencil, please, and write agree.
Oh, I got a sentence. I agree with you that watching your sister is good.
Oh, yeah, that's a great sentence. Going along with the spelling word and what we were just talking about. Okay. So please write agree. Tig, were you going to share something about your siblings? Do you help out with your little sisters?
So whenever my parents are doing something else, I have to watch my two younger sisters, which is really hard, there's one now, which is really difficult because one is 2 and the other one is 4. And most of the time they're just running around. And when I'm not allowed to turn the TV on I watch them. Not a lot, but because my parents aren't busy that much, and if like they're at the gym or something, then they just take us to the childcare place. But other than that, I watch them.
That's very nice of you. And you seem really sweet with them, just like Alexander, too. Setting a good example for them. That's a big job for you guys as the older siblings. Okay, so agree is our word. A, G, E. Please mark the word with me. First syllable. A is in an open syllable, but it's in an unstressed syllable, saying an sound. Agree. E-double-E always says E. This word is a verb. We're going to look at some words that go with it tomorrow, though, adding prefixes and suffixes. Can anybody already think of some of the words that we can create by adding prefixes or suffixes to agree? Alina, can you think of one? Excellent. Agreeable. That is turning it into an adjective. Alexander, can you think of another word that we can create by adding a prefix or suffix to agree?
Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed. Making it past tense. Good job. Okay.
I agree with Miss Gardner.
Excellent example. Harika, it's hard to see. I saw your hand up though. Go ahead, Harika. And can you angle your camera so we can see your beautiful face a little better? Much better. Nice.
Agreeable.
It's an adjective, agreeable. Very good. Okay, we'll see a few others tomorrow during our lesson. Today, boys and girls, your dictated sentence is the following. Please listen and repeat. I agree that the senator acted senatorial and respectful. It's a little bit longer, but it's got lots of good spelling words in there. Please repeat after me. I agree that the senator acted senatorial and respectful. Okay, please write it. I agree that the senator acted senatorial and respectful. Have a picture in your mind of the senator acting senatorial and respectful. And then I'd love to hear some sentences that you come up with some of our spelling words. Yes, Dikshita?
For agree, there's even one more word. Agreement.
Nice. That's actually one of the spelling words for tomorrow. Good job. Agreement. Like they were in agreement. Or they made an agreement with each other. Ben, did you have a question?
Can I read my sentence?
Just a minute, sweetheart. Ben, did you have a question or was your hand up from before? Okay, thank you. Let's go over the sentence that I gave and then we'll share some sentences that you created. I agree that the senator was acting senatorial and respectful. So again, senatorial, describing something related to the Senate, coming from that base word, senator. Okay, now I would love to hear some sentences that you created. Could I hear from Dikshita first? Did you have one that you made?
Me? No. I'm just writing it right now.
Okay, lower your hand unless you've got a sentence to share, please. Kruti, could you share yours?
The senator agreed respectfully to the other senator.
Oh, really good. The senator agreed with the other senator. Respectfully. Adding one more suffix, the ly adverb suffix. Okay, does anybody else have one? Samhita, you said you have one, right?
I agree that acting respectful is senatorial.
Great example. Rishith?
It uses a lot of respect words, but people agreed that a senator should be senatorial and respectful to the city, so the respected city was called respect.
Oh, including some respectful and respect. Josiah, do you have one to share? Okay, I'm having a hard time hearing Josiah. I think there's a connection issue. Let's hear one more sentence from Harika.
I was respectful to the senator who was senatorial.
Thank you, Josiah. That was a great example. You're respectful to the senator who is senatorial. And now we'll hear from Harika.
I agree that ice cream is better than biscuits and banana.
Oh, time back in the biscuit and banana words. I would agree with that too. I would prefer some ice cream to some biscuits and bananas. Okay, let's get started on some well-ordered language now. You look like you got a good sentence though. Let me hear one more because you seemed really excited about yours.
The respectful dirt respectfully agreed to let the senatorial senator to turn it into a circus thing.
Wait, say it one more time.
The respectful dirt respectfully agreed to let the senatorial senator turn it into a circus thing.
The dirt?
Yes,
the dirt was respectful?
Yes, the dirt was respectful.
I don't know if dirt has a choice in what is made on top of it, but that's a pretty silly sentence. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to review the introduction to interrogative sentences and not have any new pages for today, but mainly review some of the new jingles. I'm sorry, not new jingles, plural. We're only going to do one new jingle, and it's actually the very last one in the whole workbook on a fable. And this ties into a lot of the little fables that we read at the end of each of our chapters. In your well-ordered language workbook, there's also all of the poems and fables from each of the chapters at the back. This is the very last one that we have in the whole book. The next workbook will have a new set of jingles, though. Okay, I'm going to get our jingle started. Would you all look on page 250 of your workbooks? And it sounds like, Alexander, you've heard this one before. You can unmute yourself and be the special helper in singing the fable jingle. You can sing along, Alexander. Okay. Is a moral tale, a fable, fairy tale. A fable is short, direct and clear. Animals are characters, sneaky or sincere. Teaching lessons, not to be deceived. Fables warn us not to be naive.
Not leave.
So there's our new song, the last one in our workbook, and we will not use this one quite as often because we only have fables at the end of our chapters. But it's a cute little song to know what a fable is. A fable is something with characters that are possibly animals, and sometimes they are sneaky, or some of them are really good and sincere characters. Like the story of the lion and the mouse that we read. The Aesop's fables are really famous ones that I'm sure lots of you have heard of. Turn to page 96 in your workbook for an example of a good fable that we've learned. 96 again. Okay, in this little fable, there's a lion and a mouse. This one's very similar to the story of Androcles and the lion, where, remember, they help each other. This lion and mouse end up doing favors for each other. And there's a moral at the end that says, little friends may prove to be great friends. So there's lessons throughout these fables. In this one, I would say there's really two lessons, that even small little animals like a mouse can be very helpful. But also, sometimes when you do good things for others, they might return favors and do nice things for you. Okay, let's sing this song one more time, and then we'll review the interrogative sentence. Okay, so a fable. A fable, fable is a moral tale. A fable is not a fairy tale. A fable is short, direct and clear. Animals are characters, sneaky or sincere. Teaching lessons, not to be deceived. Fables warn us not to be naive. Okay, so that is our last jingle in the whole Wellward Language Workbook. But don't worry, we'll have more songs next semester when we start our Book B. Okay, time to review some of interrogative sentences we were talking about. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I didn't realize we had not done this part of the introduction. So we are going to be doing some pages starting with page 192 today. Okay. For a little mini lesson today, we're going to look at how we can take our subject pronouns that we have done in our last chapter, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they, and combine them with helping verbs to make contractions. Contractions are not as proper to have in writing, but oftentimes we use them in our speech so that it just shortens the words. Like instead of he is, we'll say he's. So rather than he is going to the store, he's going to the store. Rather than saying I am, like I am turning 9 this year, oftentimes in just speaking, we'll say something like I'm turning 9 this year. Makes it a little bit more casual and a little faster by creating contractions. In contractions, the apostrophe is for any missing letters. So wherever there are letters missing, we have an apostrophe in its place. Okay, let's fill in the chart at the bottom of the page. And this is something we'll be doing a little bit of throughout the chapter. Rather than I am, we write I'm with an apostrophe where the missing A would be. Ben, could you help us with you are? How would we write it as a contraction? Arshad, please remember to keep your camera on the whole time.
Your.
Excellent. Would you spell it for us and actually say apostrophe where the apostrophe goes?
Yeah. Yeah, I-E. A-O-U. U-U. Apostrophe. E.
And E. Did you have Miss Offord last year, Ben? Because I know that she always insists that you say your phonograms rather than, who was your second grade teacher?
I had Miss
Hauser.
Miss
Oh, okay. So
Hauser.
she also had you always use phonograms completely rather than the letters. Nice. That is really good practice.
I was Miss Offers' class.
You were in Miss Offord's. Nice. Okay. Arshad, could you tell us how to make a contraction of the words he
I was in
is?
Miss Offord's too.
Nice. You and Emma were in the same class?
Yeah.
Marcus, could you tell us how to create a contraction of he is?
He's. H-E
Excellent.
apostrophe S.
Excellent. The apostrophe goes between the E and the S, since that's where the missing I would be. Okay. What about she is? Rishith?
She apostrophe S.
Excellent. Arshad, it is?
It's.
Excellent. It apostrophe S. Just a few more. Sahanasri, what about we are? Okay, actually, and we'll have Alina do the next one instead. I can't see Sahanasri or hear her right now. Alina?
Okay. She is she's.
We're on we are. Now I
It's
can.
gonna
We're
can you
having
hear
some
me?
really bad lag time though on these. I'm sorry,
okay.
Alina. But for we are, it's an apostrophe for where the A would go. And you are, we already did before. And finally, they are. I'll just go ahead and fill in all of those last ones. Okay, so we're, your, and there is the way that we would say those last three. We're, your, and there. Okay, let's review page 193, how we're going to analyze sentences that are interrogative sentences. Remember that the first word of an interrogative sentence is usually what part of speech? Tig, do you remember what part of speech is usually the first word in an interrogative sentence?
Helping verb.
Very good. Helping verbs are usually the first words. Let's review those helping verbs with
What page?
the part of our, this is page 193, the very next page. With just the part of our verb jingle that has the helping verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, should, could, would, shall, will, and can. So those are the helping verbs. And in an interrogative sentence, once you look at that question mark at the end, it's going to tell you, usually that first word is a helping verb. And the helping verb at the beginning also will usually tell you it's an interrogative sentence. So they're clues for each other. Okay, the way that we say the analysis for these types of sentences is the following. I want us to practice the actual words to say. Are they working together? Would you say it? This is a sentence because it is a group of words that expresses the complete thought. It is an interrogative sentence because it asks a question. This sentence is about they. So they is the subject because it is what the sentence is about. This sentence tells us that they are working. We're still saying these together as the predicate. So this sentence tells us that they are working. And it's a predicate verb because it shows action. There is no linking verb because predicate verbs do not need linking verbs. Are is the helping verb because it helps the verb. What is together doing in this sentence? It might be tempting to think it's a direct object. They're working what or whom, but it's not telling us what or whom, the direct object questions. So that means it's an adjective or an adverb. Rishabh?
Adjective.
Well, is it describing they?
Adverb.
Good. It's an adverb because it's actually telling us how they're working. How are they working? Together. Together tells us how they are working. It is an adverbial element because it modifies a verb. It is an adverb. Okay, I want you to try number 2 on your own, and then we'll go over it. An interrogative sentence. We don't have any new parts of speech, but remember that the helping verb is usually the first word of the sentence. Aryansh?
I had my hand raised to show you I was done.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Did it crawl underneath again? Please do this on your own, and then we'll go over the answers. And yes, we can use the little hand raise feature to let me know when you're done. So click raise hand. Let me know when you finished analyzing. Okay, looks like waiting for Emma, Tig, and Alina. Let me know, all 3 of you, when you finish with the sentence. If you're confused on whether these are direct objects or adverbs, remember that the direct object questions are what or whom. Answers the question what or whom after the verb. And adverb questions are how, when, and where.
Miss Carr, I'm trying to raise my hand. I think I am. Oh, wait, I raised my hand.
Yes,
Okay.
I see it. Thank you, Alina. Okay, looks like everybody is finished.
My
Ruthie,
hand won't raise even though I keep pressing the button.
what's that tag?
My hand won't raise even though I keep pressing the button.
Oh, I see it up now. I think there might just be a delay. Okay, Kruthi, could you tell us how to label the words in this sentence? Sahanasri, I know you were gone for a little bit. We're on page 193 of our workbooks, analyzing some interrogative sentences. Okay, Kruthi.
Okay, so it is a subject, crawl is the predicate verb, and underneath and again is an adverb describing crawl, and did is the helping verb.
Wonderful. That was perfect. Underneath and again are both adverbs. Does underneath tell us how, when, or where? Arshad, I see you responding back to the camera. Thank you. Can you unmute yourself and tell us which adverb question does underneath answer?
Where?
Correct. It tells us where. Again tells us what? Which of the adverb questions is it answering? Marcus, can you think of whether again tells us how it crawled, when it crawled, or where it crawled?
It crawled underneath something, and then it again. Then it did.
Yeah, then it did it again. So I would say that answers how it crawled. How did it crawl? Again. Excellent. Boys and girls, in our sentences, we have not yet ever had an adjective after a noun that it describes. That will happen for you later. But almost always, if you see some words after the predicate verb, they are adverbs or direct objects. So well done, Kruthi, with that sentence. Okay, boys and girls, time for us to write our words in orthography, and then we've got a little bit of roots to do as well. So you can take out your orthography notebook, and we need some index cards as well. Okay. Since we spent a little longer on well-ordered language today, we will not sort any words in orthography today. We're just going to write the words from today's lesson. Our first word that's going to go on page 48, lesson 44. Our first word is senatorial. So we had senator and senate over here. Now we're going to write senatorial. Sin, a, tor, e, al. Next is respect. Please write respect. Respect. That's the only marking. Then respectful. 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 And last word is agree. Agree. You all can lower your hands now. Thank you. That was, you had hands up from well-ordered language. Let's lower them now. Agree. So that we can use them just for questions. Okay. We're going to have one more part of our literacy now. We have a couple of words to write index cards, to write on our index cards for roots this week. We are going to learn a Greek word today and just one of the derivatives. So just 2 cards is all you need. And just like we have been doing, we're going to have a Greek word this week, and then next week, the Latin word that means the same thing. Okay, our Greek word for this week is logos. It looks like logos, but in Greek we say logos. Would you say logos? Logos. Logos is a word that we have lots of derivatives for in English, and usually it's words that end with an ology sound. Can anybody think of some words that they've heard before that end with the syllables ology? Has anybody heard of a word ending with ology?
Biology.
Excellent, Samhita. Biology. Okay. Now, biology is the study of life, which is actually the first derivative we're going to be writing about. So that's the main way you'll see derivatives of this word logos, like the study of something. So biology is the study of life. What do you think logos means then? If biology is the study of life. Alexander,
Study.
what do you think logos means?
The study of non-living things, the opposite.
Oh, good guess. It's just the study part. It also can mean word, though. So for the definition, we're going to write word, comma, study.
I just wanted to tell you that the paper that you're writing on is real. It's
the paper I'm writing on is real?
It's made out of
Good. That's a good point.
It's made from a tree.
And trees are organisms, but this is sadly dead tree made into paper. Not living anymore, but it once was.
How about you just plant some paper?
That's a good point. Okay, so
Why are you harming the environment? Why are you harming the environment?
Oh, it's not going to ruin the environment, but that is a good connection to science since we're talking about ways that we can preserve our resources better. Okay, let's stay muted right now, boys and girls, unless you're called upon. So logos means word or study. And once again, a lot of the derivatives that you'll hear from this word end with ology. And Samhita guessed one of the derivatives, which is biology. That's the next card. Biology. Bio. And then the logy part is the study of. So since bio comes from the word meaning life, and the logos part of this, or logy, is study, biology is just study of life.
I just said biology because it ends with ology and it was one of our roots.
Yes, I think that we did bios at the very beginning of the year, didn't we? I'm gonna go back and review. Well, we had photos early on, graph, tele. Can't remember if we did bio or not, but it definitely is. Oh, yep, we did. Aryan has it. So it's a little bit out of order from the book. I think we introduced it when we were starting animals. But thank you, Aryan. Yeah, so biology was probably a derivative in that little packet. So we've already learned this one.
Miss Garner?
Yes.
Photos was our first word for roots.
That's right. Photos was the very first one. Okay, so we'll do lots more words later on this week, but those are the two cards for today, logos and biology. Okay. And then we're going to learn the Latin word for word next week. Okay, time for some math. Please take out your math notebook and workbook and take a moment to stretch and move around a little bit, eyes off of your work and computer. We're almost at the end of class. You guys are doing a great job. Okay, today we're going to introduce a lesson, and we'll continue it tomorrow, on multiplying longer numbers. Now, last week, we multiplied numbers mentally, like 4 times 30. And even though that's not one of our math facts that we have memorized, we can use one of our memorized math facts to solve it. Who can tell me the answer to 4 times 30 that I just put in the chat? Dikshita?
120.
Excellent. How did you solve for the answer to that question?
4 times 3 equals 12, so I add one more zero. It equals 120.
Excellent. It's 4 times 3 equals 12, and then add 1 0, since there's 1 0 at the end of the 3. Basically, it's 12 tens. Now, we are going to look today at the beginning of stacking our numbers for multiplication, beginning the longer process of multiplication. We're not going to do any regrouping today, but we are going to get to that this week, where we even have regrouping, just like we learned regrouping for addition and subtraction. And just like addition and subtraction, if you know your math facts, then it's pretty simple to do the steps of the longer problems, but you just have to know your math facts. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling pretty good about your multiplication facts. If you are practicing those flashcards every day, hopefully you're doing pretty well with that. Sideways, if you're not doing great with your math facts, maybe you need a little bit more practice over the next couple of weeks. And down if you're really struggling with them. I see mainly thumbs up or sideways. If your thumb is sideways, please make sure that you're practicing your multiplication flashcards every single day, since that is going to be important for the rest of this year. And also 4th, 5th, 6th grade, you're going to use your multiplication facts for lots more years in math. Okay, so let's take a look at multiplying longer numbers. Please write a heading at the top of your page in your math notebook. Today is December the 7th, 2020. Math lesson 7.2. Okay. Okay, so we've got an example here of stacking our numbers. Now, 12 times 3 is one that is in your set of flashcards that we have memorized as an answer of 36. But it's a good simple problem to also walk through the steps of how we multiply longer numbers, ones that we don't have memorized necessarily, but we can use the facts that we do have memorized to solve these longer problems. Just like in addition, we maybe have 3 plus 4 memorized. We don't have 432 plus 376 memorized, but we can solve it using math facts that we do know and have memorized. So in a problem like this, 12 times 3, we're going to put the larger number on top, smaller number at the bottom, and the steps are just like in addition and subtraction to start with the ones place. So we multiply the ones here, 2 times 3, to get an answer of 6, 6 ones. The second step is to multiply the tens. What's different about this than what you would see with addition and subtraction is that we're still multiplying by the same number at the bottom here in the ones place. So we're multiplying 110 times 3. As you can see here, 3 times 110 equals 3 tens. So it's basically saying we've got 3 groups of 110. So 1 times 3 is 3. We put the answer there. So we can have lots of numbers at the top, and we're still always going to multiply each of them by this one number at the bottom. Okay, let's take a look over here. Here is a longer multiplication problem. At the top, we do not have this math fact memorized, but we can use multiplication facts that we do know to solve it. Our first step is to solve the ones here. So 1 times 2 equals 2 ones. We put the answer in the ones place at the bottom. Step 2 is to multiply the tens. We have 4 tens. Multiply those by 2, and you get an answer of 8. We're still going to multiply by 2. What is the next number we need to multiply by 2? Can anybody tell me? Raise your hand if you think you know what the next step will be. If we're multiplying 1 times 2, then 4 times 2, what's next? Josiah, what do you think is the next step? If we're multiplying each number at the top times the 2 at the bottom.
Four.
So yes, step 2 is 4 times 2. What's step 3?
Step 3 is 3.
3 times
3 times 8. 2.
yes, it'll be 3 times 2. All of these are going to be multiplied by that 2. Every digit at the top will be multiplied by the 2 here. So the third step is to multiply 3 times the same 2, which equals 6. With these, we don't have any regrouping. We just write the answer directly below the ones, tens, hundreds, and all of them get multiplied by that 2. Okay, let's do another one of those in our math notebook now. Okay. 2 times 34 is what we're going to solve for. 2 times 34. Now, first of all, how are we going to stack these numbers? This is not a math fact that we have memorized, but we need to write it out. Does the bigger number go at the top or the smaller number go on the top when we stack our numbers? Ty, can you tell us, will the 2 or the 34 go at the top when we stack our numbers following this example?
34.
Excellent. The 34 is going to go at the top. 34 times 2 is the way that we'll write this problem. Now, I'm going to use some colored pencils to show place value. You are welcome to do the same if you have some. Use green for the ones place, red for the tens place. Those are Latin and Greek colors, but it's also some Christmas colors. Okay. Arshab, what is the first step in solving this problem? Just like addition and subtraction, we're going to start on the far right, the ones place. Can you tell me what we multiply? Arshab, could you unmute yourself, please?
Okay, it wasn't working.
That's okay. I can hear you now.
Okay, so 2 times 34.
Uh-huh. What's the first step?
Okay, so first step is 2 times 3.
We're going to start with the ones place instead, though. Just like addition and subtraction, when we stack our numbers, we will start with the ones place. So what's in the ones place?
Okay. So 4 times 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, equals 8.
Excellent.
So
we're going to write it just underneath. Okay. Thank you, Arshab. So 4 times 2, it's basically 2 groups of 4 ones. And we write 8 directly underneath. Emma, what's the next step?
3 times 2.
Excellent. And what is 3 times 2?
6.
Excellent. We're going to write it next to the 8 in the tens place, since it was the tens that we were multiplying. So what's our final answer? 68. We've multiplied every number at the top, so we have finished that problem. 68. Okay, let's do another one with 3 digits this time. Now, 3 times 132 is our problem. Can you all stack your numbers for this problem? 3 times 132. Do you remember which one goes on top? The 3 or the 132? When you're done, hold up your paper, please, so I can see it. We're just writing out the 3 times 132, stacking our numbers like up here. Hold it up so I can see it when you're done. Just doing the setup for now. Nice job. Samhita went ahead and solved it too. Great job, Ariach. Now you don't have to solve it yet, but I want to see your stacked numbers. Excellent job for those of you who feel confident enough that you just solved it too. We're going to have a little bit of independent practice with this soon too. Please hold up your paper when you finish so I can see your stacked numbers. Marcus, it looks like you stepped away from the computer. Please show me the problem when you come back. Excellent job. You all remembered to put the larger number at the top, 132, and then put the 3 underneath it. Okay, now let's walk through the steps. You guys were really doing well with this last one. And I'm going to have 3 volunteers since there are 3 steps for this next one. Marcus? Would you tell us the first step of solving this problem, 132 times 3? What is the first step? And I'm going to continue underlining each of the place values with a different color. Now we have hundreds, so I'll do 1 extra color. Marcus, what is the first step in this problem? Which numbers will we multiply?
I can't quite see it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The bar at the bottom, it keeps
Okay.
on popping
Is that
up.
better?
Yes. So, 100 times 3 is 300. The 30 times 3 is 90. The 2 times 3 is 6.
Excellent. I love that you are already thinking through the place value, that this is 300, this is 90. Thinking of that place value. Excellent. We are going to start on the right side with the ones place though, just like with addition and subtraction, because eventually we're going to start regrouping. So we're going to get the same answer that you just said right now, but once we start regrouping, that we really have to start on that one side. So starting on this side, what was that first answer, Marcus? And I'll just have you share all of it since you did a great job of each part.
2 times 3 is 6. 30 times 3 is 90. Yeah, 100 times 3 is 300.
Excellent. And once again, excellent job, Marcus, on really thinking through the place value. This is 30 times 3, 90. 100 times 3, 300. Okay, so let's do one independently, and then we'll go over the answer.
Miss Gardner,
Yes?
I actually I gave myself a really hard problem. I gave myself 1,579 into 9.
Wow. Way to go.
And the answer is 14,211.
Way to go. Yeah, I know some of you have already learned a little about regrouping. And once you learn to regroup, you can multiply any number with as many digits as you want, basically, times the number at the bottom.
It's kind of like addition.
Very similar to what we did with addition. Exactly, Alina. And regrouping, once we start that, it's going to be pretty similar as well. Please go through the steps of solving this problem, and then we'll go over the answer. Click raise hand when you finish solving 232 times 3.
Miss Gardner, I'm already done.
Wonderful. You guys are doing so well with this.
Same.
232 times 3. And once again, remember to start in the ones place. It doesn't matter so much right now, but as soon as we start regrouping, that's what we need to do. Just like with addition, it will change the answer when we regroup if we start on the wrong side. Okay. Click raise hand when you're done. Alina, I love your highlights and underlines. That looks so great. It's really helpful to think through the different place values, especially for those of you who have not done this before. Emma, wonderful job. Tig, yes, let me see yours as well. Excellent work. Okay, I know some of you are still working on this, but if you want an extra one, here's another one for you. 112 times 4. And we'll do one more over here. 40 times 2.
Miss Gardner, can you see the extra problem?
Oh my goodness, Samhita, that is impressive. And you did regrouping. Well done. That is so impressive, Samhita.
I just wanted to give myself an extra practice.
Okay, I think everybody's finished with the first one. Could I have Alexander share the answer to problem 3?
What is the last question?
40 times 2. 40 is at the top.
Yes. Okay.
I was done 2 minutes ago.
Great job, Harika. You were doing so well with these. Okay, Alexander, what's the answer?
It took me some time to realize, and then I realized it's so easy. So, like, first, I put the 2 times 3, which equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9.
Excellent.
Then 2 times 3 equals 6.
Wonderful job. Well
Thank
done,
you.
Alexander. Who got the same answer as Alexander?
Me.
Good. Okay, who also did number 4? I know not everybody did, but if you did number 4, can you raise your hand? Ben, how are you feeling about this? Okay. Sahanasri, did you get to number 4? Excellent. Okay, I'll have Ben help with number 4.
So number 4, 1 times 4, well, 100 times 4 is 400.
Good. Once again, I love that you're thinking through place value. Let's start in the ones place though, because you'll get the right answer the way you were doing it. But when we regroup, that's going to change our answer.
Okay. 2 times 4. Oh, wait. Is 8.
Excellent.
And 10 times 4 is 40. And 100 times 4 is 400.
Wonderful. So our final answer, 448. Great job, Ben. Once again, wonderful to have you guys thinking through place value with these. And finally, Harika, I'd love for you to share the answer to the last one.
Finally! This is an easy one. So 0 times 2, of course, is 0. And 4 times 2 is 8.
Great job.
The answer is 80.
Excellent. We do need to have that 0 there as a placeholder. So make sure if there's something multiplied by 0, we actually write that 0 down. Wonderful job, Harika. How are you guys feeling about this? You did really well. Now, let's take a look at what you're going to do in your workbook today. It's going to really slow it down. So some of you are going to think, oh, I can do it faster than this. But it's just walking through the steps and multiplying without regrouping. Okay. So on page 121, that's the first page you'll be doing today. It's going to walk you through each step, like 13 times 2. Step 1 is 2 times 3 ones equals 6 ones. 2 times 1 10 equals 2 10s. So your answer is 26. So you'll do that for each place value, the ones, then the tens, then the hundreds. Do the same thing for problems 2 and 3 on page 122. And it's going to walk it through slowly. We'll do more practice of it tomorrow, going a little faster through these ones. You guys did really well. This is going to walk through each step though. Okay? So pages 121 and 122 are what you can do as soon as you're finished today with class. A couple of other things you have on Bright Thinker for today. You have, I'm blanking on, for Black Beauty, you're going to have your final test. Please make sure that you are giving good specific examples of, a few of the questions are some ways that Jerry Barker and Black Beauty show the honor code, and what your favorite parts of the book were, and lessons you've learned. Okay? So please be specific. I'd love to hear some specific parts of the book that really taught good lessons or were meaningful to you. In history, you're going to learn about the Christians in Roman Empire. Christianity is world religion that started at this time of history that we are learning about. Since Jesus Christ was born when Caesar Augustus was reigning. So we are going to be learning about that time period and how life was really difficult because the Romans, they had their gods and goddesses that they believed in, and they didn't like that there was a new religion coming up that was different than theirs. So sadly, life was very difficult for people who were Christians at the time of the Roman Empire. You're going to hear about that, including how some of them even they were forced to be gladiators because they didn't want to worship the gods and goddesses of Rome. So that's your chapter today in history that you'll be learning about. In science, you're going to learn about some invasive or introduced species. Invasive species are ones that we've brought from a different place into a new ecosystem. And as you might imagine, sometimes if we bring a plant or animal or even a type of bacteria from one place to another, it does not work well in the new ecosystem. So you're going to be learning about that today and a little about waste and landfills. Landfills are where all of our trash goes. If we have just trash, they go to landfills, and those can really change an ecosystem, and we want to be careful not to put too much in our landfills, even though they're coming up with some good systems for handling trash. But you'll learn a little about recycling, how important it is to recycle, if possible, or use things that are reusable.
Trash cleanup was at 65 for Boy Scouts. We went around to Veterans Park picking up trash.
Oh,
Promise
Marcy,
me,
that is
if you
wonderful.
go there, make sure to pick it up.
Nice.
There's still a lot left.
Yeah, that is
a
sad
lot
that people
left
throw their trash on the ground like that. That is wonderful for you to help out. Does
Hey,
anybody
kids,
else
recycling is
recycle at
fun.
home or really try to reduce the number of trash, maybe by using things that are reusable when possible? Samhita?
Sometimes for toilet rolls, toilet paper rolls, we actually use that for crafts. Like if we wanted to make a little small castle, we just wrap paper around it and we just use it.
Yeah, so reusing things for your crafts is a good example of that. Love it. And I see Alina holding up something.
I always recycle my stuff. My mom says sometimes I can be a junk rat, my mom says.
Yep, so recycling plastic.
Overboard.
Nice job.
I
Okay,
use
well,
my
let's
crayon
start
box to make a rocket.
reusing your crayon box for a rocket ship. Could I see that, Alina?
Yeah, she did that all the time in second grade.
Really? Oh, that's so creative, Alina. I love that.
When there was no crayons in it, she would like craft it and like put
I also
like
made a
little
mini-me.
spaceship. Oh yeah, it would also like put a little person inside.
That's so great,
rocket
Alina.
Yeah,
go
it's
in
pretty
there.
cool.
Thanks. Actually, yeah. It kind of came like my little thing I always did in recess in second grade. If you, it's like all my friends in the class asked me to teach them how to make one.
Yeah. She also
Miss Gardner, I just made a problem where I multiplied into the millions.
Oh my goodness, Samhita, that's so impressive.
It's 5,783,291 into 9.
Wow.
And the answer is 52,049,619.
And look at Ariancha's. Oh my goodness. You all could possibly use a calculator to check your answers for those really long ones. That's so great. Okay, we're going to start our reading groups now. So I'm going to have Harika, Emma, and Sahanasri stay. And I will talk to the rest of you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.
See you tomorrow, Miss Gardner. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Ty. Bye, Ariane. Bye, Josiah.
See you later.
Bye, Alexander. Bye, Alina. Enjoy the rest of your days. Bye, Alexander.
Miss Gardner,
Bye, Dikshita. Have a great day.
I have 2 questions.
Uh-huh.
When do we have Christmas break?
We have 2 more weeks of school, including this one, and then it's Christmas break.
Oh, and when do we have recitations for the crocodile?
This week, later this week.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye, Dikshita. Bye, Alina. Okay, girls, I've got a book for us to read about ancient Rome. Vacation Under the Volcano. Sadly, this is not available on Epic, but I would love for us to read through this Magic Treehouse book about Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius.
Pompeii.
So we are learning about this already in history class, and this is one of the reading group books that we would be reading in person if we were in person, but I would like to still read it together. How many of you like Magic Treehouse? Girls, do you like those books? You're not a fan, Emma? Oh, maybe you'll like this one. This is really fun. We learned about it in history class too. Harika?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Magic Treehouse books?
No, not really. I never read them before, actually.
Oh, you've never read them. Then you don't know if you like them or not. Sounds like Sahanasri likes them and Emma does not, but maybe you'll like it this time, Emma, since it's part of our study.
I sort of read them. I remember like their series in Netflix or something, and where these little two brother and sister go on a trip. I think I just read the first book.
Okay, well, this one is about Pompeii, and in the Magic Treehouse books, Jack and Annie go through time, and so they're going to see what it was like for the people living in Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius erupted. Okay, so let's start. Emma, would you like to begin reading on this first page?
Okay. Jack reached in into his drawer.
Excellent.
And took or look? I can't see. A little hard.
Took
Out his security.
Try that again.
Secret
Excellent.
library
Good.
card. He held the thin
Sound it out slowly. That's E-I. E. Remember that K says S when it has a vowel after it. So how do we say it?
piece
Excellent. The thin piece
of wood and when his finger
Good.
over its. It's hard to see. Shimmering
Excellent.
letters. L.
Excellent.
Master librarian. He whispered.
Excellent. So he's pulling out a secret library card that says ML. What does the ML stand for?
Master librarian.
Excellent. So let's see what that means. And here's the picture of him with that librarian card. And his sister, Annie, looking over. Okay. Can you continue here, Emma?
Mm-hmm. Jack couldn't
Good.
believe that he and his sister Annie were finally master librarian. He wondered
Good.
if he should pack the secret card to take on vacation.
Good.
His family was about to leave from a week in the mountain.
Excellent. So what is he thinking about? He
That
wondered what?
he should take the secret card to his vacation.
Excellent. Yeah, he's wondering if he should take this secret card to his vacation. Okay. Harika, could you read next?
Okay. Just then Annie stuck her head into Jack's room. "What, to check the woods?" she asked. Every morning they looked in the Frog Creek woods to see if Morgan... Oh, it's a little blurry now. Morgan... What? I can't see.
See that part?
No, it's kind of for like blurry. Like
It
really
blurry.
What's that? Is it blurry for the rest of you?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Morgan Le Frey and her magic treehouse had entered. "We can't," said Jack. "We're leaving soon." "But what if Morgan's there?" said Annie. "What if she's waiting for us?" "Oh, okay," said Jack. Oh my god, it got blurry again.
Okay, let me switch the camera a little bit.
Like whenever you move it, it's kind of becoming blurry.
Okay, I'll try to keep it as still as possible.
It's still blurry, but this time worse. Yeah, it's still blurry.
Try to read it from here.
It's really blurry.
Sweetheart, can you try to read it though?
Yeah. What if?
You can zoom in on your screen.
Yeah. What if Annie's waiting for us? Oh, all right, said Jack. I'm looking.
Where are you reading from? I'm trying to see where that is.
After.
It should be right here. Let's
look first.
What does this say?
Fast.
Excellent.
Wait. I can't pin you.
Okay, girls, I think this might be a little bit too challenging too. So we may need to get a different book from Epic that we're going to read instead. Let's I'll have Sahanasri finish up, and then I'm going to choose a different book for us to read next time on Friday. Okay, but Sahanasri, I'll have you read next. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh no, it got blurry again.
Okay, I'm sorry, girls. I think that it will need to stick to Epic. I was hoping this would work.
Yeah, I think Epic is way better.
Yeah, it's just there are not as many good book options, and so it would be nice if we could have other books, but we'll have to stick with Epic next time. Okay, Sahanasri, I'll have you finish. He grabbed.
He grabbed his backpack.
Can you see this word?
No, it's a bit blurry.
Okay, girls, I'm sorry. We're going to just have to stop it there then if that's not working for you. I don't know why it's blurry because it wasn't blurry to do the notes in math, right?
Yeah, it wasn't blurry in the math. Probably it has like a